Hi there, in this video I'm going to walk you through creating text and then converting it to a path in Inkscape. The steps we're basically going to take are we're going to create our text, we're going to convert that text to a path or paths, we're going to ungroup that group of paths that Inkscape will create for us, and then we're going to union all of the paths together. Some programs will call this a welding or a combining operation. So let's just slide over to a new piece of the canvas. I'm just going to go right past the page area, and let's get going by creating some text. So we use T on the keyboard as a keyboard shortcut to bring up our type tool. I'm going to type in sample, and I'm going to change this to a different font. I'm going to use a brush script standard. And so with our text, we're still typing. So if I hit enter, it's just actually going to give me a new line. I don't want to do that. I want to hit escape or click on my selection tool to exit out of that text entering field. So now I have my little text object there, and we know it's a text object because if we look down in the status bar, it says it's a text object. It tells us what the font is, and it tells us the size of that font. It also tells us what layer it's in. So now what we want to do is we want to convert this into a path that you can probably save out and import into another program with no issues. A lot of other programs will not import an Inkscape text object properly. They don't understand all of the different options, the editable parameters that the Inkscape text object has. So simply to convert this to a path, what we want to do is go up to the path menu and go object to path. That's Control Shift or Shift Control C on the keyboard. So I'm just going to use a keyboard shortcut here, Control Shift C. And it doesn't really look like anything has happened. But trust me, if you look down in the status bar, it says it's a group of 6 objects now. Before it used to say it was a text object. So we now know that we have 6 objects within this group. So what we most likely want to do is we want to ungroup this, and that would be Control-Shift-G on the keyboard. So now you can see that each letter is its own object. It shows down here I have 6 objects selected of type path. That's pretty much what we want. So at this point in time, I could go and I could manipulate each letter individually if I wanted to. I'm just going to undo that and go back to our normal thing. If this was just a straightforward font and you liked the results here, all you have to do is just select everything again, or with it already previously selected, we can just do a union operation, and that would be from the path menu, union, which is also Control plus the plus sign on your keyboard for a keyboard shortcut. So I'm going to show you that as Control plus. Now it shows me that I have one path with 132 nodes. So this is all one path. So if I click off and I click back on, it selects everything. I can easily change the color. Oh, with it selected, I can easily change the color. I can apply strokes to it. I can do whatever I want, and it'll be treated as one path because that's what it is. At this point in time, you could basically save this SVG and then go ahead and import it into whatever other program you're looking for. What I think I want to do here, when I created this text, my spacing between the letters was a little bit large. Maybe I wanted it that way for a reason, but what it does is it kind of kills the flowiness of letter to letter. There's a gap here, and this should be a script font, so it should all be joined. So I'm just going to undo a couple steps here, get back to what do I have? I have a text object there, so I'm back to a text object. And that was just Control Z on the keyboard to repeatedly undo or step back through the operations that I made. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to convert this to a path again, Control Shift C. And now we're back to that group. So I'm going to Control Shift G to ungroup all of those. And I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to use my node edit tool to drag this A over to the M. I'm going to join everything up here. So I F2 on the keyboard for my node edit tool. I'm just going to click and drag around those 2 nodes, and I'm just going to kind of carry it up so it overlaps the M. And this M, I'm going to select both of those nodes, and I'm just going to bring it over to where the P starts. With the P, I'll click on that, select those 2 nodes, drag them over, and the last one is the L, selecting both of those nodes, and bringing them up so they flow into the E. So now I have sort of a stretched out font that's all connected. That looks a whole lot better. Let's zoom in a little bit. You can see we've got a little bit of a gap here between the M and the P. I'm just going to fix that. There we are. It's a little bit jagged down there. It's not perfect. Once I've combined this, I could go back and clean that up, and maybe I'll actually show you that real quickly. So I've got all my individual paths. I'm going to hit space on the keyboard to go back to my select tool. I'm going to drag around everything, and I'm going to use Control+ on the keyboard to union those. There we go. We have a nice combined or unioned single path that we could save out. Now I said I was going to go back and fix this jagged little edge, so if I just click on that, I hit F2 to bring up my node edit tool. I can probably just possibly delete all of those nodes there. Let's do that. And it changes the shape just a little bit, but I'm still okay with that. So I'm just going to leave it like that. Now we can, like I said, go ahead and save this out and import it into another program. So there you go. Just how simple it is to convert text into a path for saving out for other programs in Inkscape. Hopefully you found this helpful. Thanks for watching.